Hello, how are you doing? Barnabas here. I hope you're doing well. I'm also doing fine. Now, today marked the beginning of first term of school after a long 6-week summer holiday. Now, tonight I'm going to take you through the Australian education system. So please stay with me. Yes, guys, I know it's that time of the year when you're either taking your kids back to school after long December holiday, and either your kids are starting primary or going to high school or even planning to join university, and maybe you're planning to move to Australia, so you're wondering what's the education system in Australia. I'm just going to take you through that tonight. So let's jump straight into it. Now, when the school starts here in Australia, schools begin at the age of 5. Now, at the age of 5, your child is ready to join what we call preschool or prep. So they join at the age of 5 prep, which is just below grade 1. After that, they will graduate to grade 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5, and graduate from primary school at grade 6. Now, after grade 6, they go to high school to join in grade 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then they will graduate from high school at grade 12. After that, then they will either join a university of their choice or do what we call VET, vocational training. What is the structure of the term? Okay, here in Australia, we have 4 terms in a year. Okay, these 4 terms are about 6 weeks each, and we have 2 weeks of break in between, okay, except for the long December holidays, which is basically the whole of December and January. And yeah, that's how it is. So 6 weeks terms, 4 terms of 6 weeks, and then we have 2 weeks break in between, and then we have a long summer holiday in December and January. What types of schools do we have? Just like any other country, we have both public and private schools. Here, all the public schools are free, so you don't need to pay any fees. But we have private schools, which are basically mostly religious based. And yes, they charge a fee, which probably range between $1,500 to $3,500 per term. So it depends on, the grades. It depends on whether you have more than one child in that school. So yeah, that will depend on those factors. So yes, private schools do charge a fee, a compulsory fee. So most of the schools are Catholic schools here. Most of the private schools are Catholic. Others are, other religious based. And we also have grammar schools and a few international schools, but not really many. So most of the private schools, I would say, are basically Catholic schools. And some people are asking whether we have either girls' schools or boys' schools in our education system. Yes, we do, but mostly in primary schools, they are all mixed schools, both girls and boys, both public and private. Majority of them are mixed schools. But in high school, most of the public schools are mixed schools, but some private schools have only girls' schools or boys' schools. Okay, so yes, we have that kind of arrangement, but mostly in high school. Others might ask whether we have boarding schools, especially for high schools. It might surprise you, we don't have many boarding schools here. In fact, it's about 2% of them are boarding. Only 2% of the high schools are boarding. And this is mostly for very special needs or for special category of communities where they really want their their students to concentrate, to be taken away from the community and just to concentrate in schooling. So it's about 2.8% only of schools that are boarding. The rest of the schools are day schools. How about the selection? Are schools selecting the students according to performance or not? Now, here in Australia, generally all the public schools will accept your child regardless of the performance. But in private schools, some of them might consider certain aspect of performance before they can accept your child. How about assessments? Are there end of the year assessments in the schools? Now here in Australia, assessment is done throughout the year, so it might not be at the end of the year per se, but assessment is done throughout the year. So then how do you find schools? How do you find school? Now, schools, you find schools where you'll stay. You know, you are not allowed to get schools far away from your residence. So basically, the system here works that you only pick schools that are within your suburb, within your zone, so that it's easy for you to commute. For private schools, even though they are within your locality, you might need to apply way in advance because some of them have a long list of waiting or booking. So you might need to book early to find a private school of your choice. But generally the rule is you get a school close to home. The curriculum is the same for private and public. It's the same Australian curriculum for all the schools, whether it's private or public. So it doesn't really matter whether your child will be in public or in school, they will go through the same education curriculum. So how do you get to university then? When you're in high school, you will of course go through different assessments, and at the end of year 12, you, according to your performance, you'll either join a university to do a course that you chose or according to your performance. If you don't want to go to university, you can do what we call vocation training. You can opt not to go to university and do what we call VET. So basically, in summary, schools, there is private and public schools. Private schools, you have to pay for them. You have to book them and look for them way in advance because there might be not very many depending on where you live. And again, there is no boarding schools here, so most of the schools are day schools. So yes, there's no boarding schools. As I said, it's only about 2%, and they're for special needs, of students with special needs or different reasons. So majority of the schools here are day schools. And also, as I said, the public schools are free, but private school you have to pay a fee. The same curriculum throughout, whether it's public or private, it is the same across the board. And what also to note is that education is compulsory here for people under the age of 16. All right, I hope you got something from my small preview tonight. And let me know what you think about the Australian education system from what I've just discussed. How do you compare it to the education system of your nation, of your country, or wherever you are? Please let me know. Just comment below and let's chat. Let me hear if you like the education system here in Australia. Please let me know. Or if there is anything that you didn't like, or if there is anything that was not clear, please also let me know. Hey, I would like to ask you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't, because I have lots of shows lined up from tomorrow, and I'll be discussing very, very important topics here in this show. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment, and let's engage together. Till next time, this is Barnabas, the son of encouragement. Bye-bye, and God bless you.